Welcome back to Sale, Resell, Sold. My name is Heather. We're back for another week of our top 10 flip-flop and food, if I can remember the things that we ate because we were out of town. What happens when you put your stores in vacation mode when you're cross-listing? Stick around. It is week 46 as the year is winding down. It's almost Thanksgiving. I'm super excited for the sides extravaganza. And that's going to lead us right into our number 10 of our top 10. Pottery Barn Kids. I am thankful family set of 2 cups, bowls, and plates. Melanie. I picked this up at an estate sale with yard sale prices. We went on the last day and she's like, I might open this back up again. I'll send out an email or text or whatever. And she did. And I went and she was like, what do you have? Okay, you have more than you can possibly carry. Just give me $20. Excuse me? Okay. So tons of stuff, including 4 sets of these Pottery Barn Kids. 2 plates with owls. We got these 2 plates with turkeys, 2 plates with mice, and 2 plates with another theme. I can't remember. And then I got Easter ones as well. Those are up on the thing. I'm expecting those to sell around Easter. Makes sense, right? I took an offer on this. It was listed for $29.88. Sent a $20 offer, which I took because I knew what I paid for it. I paid 75 cents approximately. It could have factored into even less. Honestly, it was insane how cheap this stuff was. It was nuts. And I'm glad I went. Even the first time prices were super low. That's where we got the Ferragamo shoes that sold for $2.50. I paid $5. They were listed for 144 days, which was to be expected. I expected these to sell closer to Thanksgiving, and we've sold more than 1 set of these. And our profit on that was $14.15. Pretty impressive, right? Number 9. Disney Parks Star Wars Christmas pins, lot of 3, Stormtrooper, C-3PO, BB-8. The ornament pins would have been a set of 3. We had a Disney store at our outlet mall that left when Disney closed a bunch of their stores. I still miss it. You could get authentic Disney pins for like $1 to $5. You know, it was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet. And I would go stock up and then we would take them to the parks and trade them. And these were some leftovers. In fact, I have some of these ornaments on my tree right now. They go up every year. Super cute. These were some leftovers. I listed them. They sold for $24.88. They were listed for almost a year. And our profit on that is $18.33. I can't tell you the cost of goods because I don't remember. It's been a long time. The Disney store closed almost 5 years ago. Number 8, this one. We went to this estate sale, and this house was stunning. We live in Music City, and they had converted their garage apartment into a studio, and it was done in dark tones and had a macabre theme, and you know they had gargoyles and skeletons, and it was great. Phenomenal library. I walked in and looked at my husband and said, I want one. It's so cool. It was so cool. I mean, it must have had like 25-foot ceilings in there. It was insane. This was in the master closet, which was off of the dog room, which had petable dog wallpaper. Because you can, right? I mean, I don't know. Authentic Chanel black velvet hanger, gold logo, jacket, shirt, dress, luxury designer. Had no tag on it. I'm assuming that the people hosting the estate sale had something else on it. I did check to see if this was authentic because it's just plastic. It's not like it's wood or fancy or nice or anything, but it is. They were bunch listed. It's probably just what they have in the Chanel store. So I grabbed it and went up to the register and I'm like, how much for the hanger? And she's like, what? The hanger. How much is the hanger? $1. So I grabbed my $1 hanger and went upstairs into this studio above the garage and found a bunch of Lego. This was the last day. We walked out of there with boxes of Lego. We paid $50, maybe. Just boxes, and it's already sorted by size in these little tubs. It was incredible. I had it listed for $39.88, which is what the sales comps were. Took a $25 offer on Poshmark, And our profit on that is $19, and it took a whopping 10 days to sell. Next time you're at an estate sale at a nice house in a nice neighborhood, look for fancy hangers, I guess is the takeaway. Number 7, Giorgio Armani and airline I still can't pronounce, Henley pullover shirt, black. This was at the same estate sale that those Thanksgiving plates were from. I put $1 for cost of goods. I had it listed for $60. That's what the sold comp had shown. And I took a $30 offer because, again, I know what I paid for it. I'd rather just move some of this stuff out. It's been listed for 142 days, and our profit on that is $21.29. Number 6, J. Crew genuine leather ring belt, women's size medium, made in England. I believe this was at a yard sale, and this was the guy's second day at a yard sale, having his yard sale. He's like, everything's half price. Just please take it, please. I was like, if I find anything, oh, geez. And we did get a few things, fun things. Cost of goods was $3. It sold in 15 days, and it sold for full price. And our takeaway on that was $22.83. I always look at belts, especially leather belts with substantial hardware, anything leather tooled, anything studded, to see who the maker is. Lucky, J. Crew, any designer brand, because leather belts move. People really like a good leather belt, and they're expensive new. And so as long as they're in good condition and cheap, I generally grab them. Number 5, Gruden's Ballast Insulated Vest, size medium. I found this at Goodwill. Ooh, it went to Alaska. Sometimes I find things and I'm like, how did these other resellers miss this? Because maybe they're not checking the comps. I never heard of it. It looked outdoorsy. I always check outdoorsy stuff because I don't know anything about it beyond Patagonia and Colombia. So I grabbed it for $7, listed it for $49.88 because the comps were there. I was like, yeah, I'm going to grab it. And it sold in 24 days on offer for $44.89, and our profit was $26.09. Number 4, Berlinger Leeds roll top leather backpack, brown laptop pocket luggage, tag, D-ring. I was also shocked to find this, and I am wagering a guess that somebody else picked it up, ran comps on it, and found it unsupported, which I can back up. It was really, really, really hard to do comps on this bag. But it looked so cool. It was so substantial. So I grabbed it. I was like, it's so cool. Like, I've never even heard of a roll top leather backpack. So there were whispers, if you will, of comps supporting this. This because of the made in Germany, the interior leather tag, how beautiful the patina was, how well crafted and substantial of a piece it was. I grabbed it for $13 and I listed it for $60. And somebody sent a $50 offer, which I took. It took 9 days to sell, and our profit was $28.44. So, I mean, it's big. If I had been wrong, it would have been clunky and it would have hung out. And that would have been annoying, but it did. It sold fast. It was just good looking. Number 3, Lost Horizons hand knit Nepalese black ivory wool sweater jacket, women's extra small. So I was in Ohio and I went to Clothes Mentor, which is part of the Once Upon a Child Plato's Closet family. Actually, where we go to Perrysburg, which is the original Once Upon a Child, was where it started. It's where all the magic began. When I tell you that this Clothes Mentor knew everything that they had, they did. And I went through their store. I went through tons of it. They had some really great stuff, and I was so frustrated because I'm like, man, Plato's Closet doesn't know the value of their stuff. Why do you guys know all this? And I was so mad. But this one, they didn't, which was cool. I think I walked out, there were 2 pieces, except for the stuff I got on the $2, because they were having a $2 clearance, which I got some cool stuff there. And they didn't know what some of those things were. But in the rest of the store, they did, which was a shame because they had a lot of really great Coach bags and the super high-end designer section, which is like behind glass. And every time I got even close to it, they're like, do you want to look at something? I'm like, God, no. Leave me alone. I comped this, never heard of it. I know handmade stuff and wool stuff tracks really well. And so I looked it up and I saw that the comps were around $75 to $100 on this jacket. They had it at 20. And I was like, 20, But there was plenty of listed, plenty of sold, enough to be like, okay, I just want a little bit of validation for my like I've beat this clothes mentor at something. So I grabbed it. It's such a cool design with the contrast neckline and whatever. I had it listed for $74.88. Somebody immediately sent me a $65 offer, which I took because you can see 0 days listed. And our profit on that was $30.94. Again, these big things, it's like you have to decide if it's worth it in your own business if you're going to buy these big things and rationalize whether or not they're going to sell quickly or whether or not you're going to store them till they do sell. And this, I guess, because 'tis the season, this went to Washington, I believe. This just looked like a cool jacket for probably all year in Washington. Also, the more it costs to ship, like the heavier, the bigger the item, the more your fees are. If y'all remember the 99-cent days on eBay when everything cost 99 cents, but shipping was $250. That's why. Fees are on shipping. Number 2, vintage Catherine Kelly lambskin leather jacket, women's small. Ooh, this jacket was soft, y'all. It's like that butter leather. So nice. We got this at Goodwill. It was in excellent condition. It's so pretty. And it was listed for just under 2 months, and I took a $75 offer because I only paid $7 for it. This screams at something they should have put on their online auction site, because I've been to their online auction site and I've seen some of the things they've put on their online auction site, and some of it doesn't compare to this coat. That's how nice this coat was. Oh, it's a little bit smudgy, but it's a little leather cleaner. It'll be fine. After it was all said and done, our profit on this jacket was $54.99. Number 1, and this was great, so great. Tom Ford 100% wool suit trousers, pants. I've talked about Plato's Closet a lot. I have found some really great things at Plato's Closet. October 30th of this year, they had an after-hours shopping event, and it was so much fun. I was worried we were going to be the only adults in line to get in, and for a while we were. And then finally some more adults showed up, but most everybody in line was 21 and under, which admittedly those are adults, but you know what I mean. They had a fill-a-bag, so just your standard t-shirt bag, you fill it up and it was $20. Every article of clothing, excluding shoes, accessories, and purses, was 40% off, no exclusions. They were giving out prizes for those who got in line. We got free stickers and a free hair clip. But one of the other prizes was a free fill-a-bag. We got a couple of things that we got 40% off. And then I was going through tubs and tubs. There must have been 25 tubs throughout the store to fill a bag. When I pulled these out of the tub, I was shook, y'all. Tom Ford is a big name. These are so freaking beautiful. They are so well crafted. The interior tag is like nothing I've ever seen before. It's almost like it's a piece from a movie, and it's like a catalog from, everything that has happened to create these pants. I shoved those in the bag and some other things, and I didn't even comp. I was like, $20. We're just gonna ride it. We're gonna see what happens. The next day, Halloween. Finally, on November 1st, got to go upstairs. The comps on these pants showed $250. And I was I was not expecting that at all. I don't know what the cost of goods, like what Tom Ford pants would cost in reality. I'm expecting it to be a lot. Tom Ford, again, is a bigger name and one that I don't see where I shop. When these sold, we got something we hadn't got before. These had to be shipped to New Jersey to be authenticated. Now, I sold a vintage Betsy Johnson dress for more than this. It didn't have to be authenticated. Those Ferragamos didn't have to be authenticated. But these pants, and maybe it was a buyer's request wanting these to be authenticated, which is cool. I love a new experience, honestly. I don't have any concerns as these are such stunning pants. I mean, we'll find out. They haven't made it to verification yet. I just checked before we started recording. So I had these pants listed for $249.88. And dude sent a $120 offer, and I countered at $200, and he came back at $165 saying, "This is as high as I can go, boss." And I was like, that's cool. I got them for free. When the lady at Plato's Closet rang the bag of clothes off, she took 100% off everything that was in our Fill-A-Bag. And I did not get a free Fill-A-Bag ticket. I got free stupid sticker tickets, which I got some good ones, y'all. But not as good as getting these pants for free. On November 1st, when I finally got to go upstairs and go through all of this stuff and look at the receipt so I could enter in the information so we would know what cost of goods is, I was like, there's none. There's nothing. So they were free. Once they get past authentication and they fit, dude, after all is said and done, our profit on this is $122.83. And that's insane. Like I mentioned earlier, we were out of town for 4 days, but our stores were on vacation mode for 3 days. Of the 4 stores, eBay, Poshmark, Depop, and Mercari, eBay's the only one that still lets you have sales while you're in vacation mode. And the other 3 essentially close. It was a good experience in finding out how much we actually sell in our other stores, which is usually about 15%. Since we've started cross-listing, 15% of our sales has been on the other platforms. This past week, it was only 2%. So that's a substantial difference. And when we go out of town next month for my birthday, again, they're going to be shut down 1 week before Christmas. But choices were made, and I don't regret it. So this week's summary with being out of town for 3 days, we sold 20 items with a net profit of $450.13. Our average sale was $22.51, and our median sale was $13.84. Now let's move on to our flip-flop. Let me just start out with, I am an Aldi super fan. I love me some Aldi. Some of our favorite foods are sold at Aldi. I don't know necessarily that they're Aldi brands, but they're, special stuff that they sell. And this was a super fan coloring and activity book that was clearanced out at, it was like 99 cents. It could have been less. I don't know. I bought a stack of them. I wasn't expecting buckets of money. I had it listed for $10. It took 9 months approximately to sell. I took an offer of $7, knowing that my cost of goods was super low, but our net profit after it was all said and done was 90 cents. But am I still going to pick it up? I am. Why? Because I love Aldi. And not everybody has an Aldi. And so it's also a really good white elephant gift, because what other grocery store puts out adult coloring books for their fans? None, because Aldi is the best. We've sold Aldi clothes. We've sold tons of stuff I've gotten at Aldi's. We also sell the key rings. I asked a bunch of those to get listed. They're quarter holders. They're pretty fun. All right. Heather and food. So one of the things we had this week were chicken poblano quesadillas with beans and rice, which I don't typically make quesadillas for us. I make them almost every day for my youngest, which is probably why I don't make them for us. But we had a poblano left over from the Pozzoli, and I seasoned some chicken thighs, and I cut up an onion, put it on the flat top. I made Spanish rice, which I have yet to master. It was fine. And refried beans, which is also fine. I'm not going to open a Mexican restaurant anytime soon, which is probably good. The quesadilla was delicious. It was like a chicken fajita quesadilla, but instead of bell peppers, it was a poblano pepper. I just fried those up on the flat top, and it was so good. I did turkey and rye grilled sandwiches. Those were delicious. With some white bean soup and also a pasta dish. I don't know if everybody's seen it, but there was a viral pasta dish with like cherry tomatoes and garlic and feta cheese, boursin cheese, or spinach artichoke cheese dip. But you could do all variations of these with this in the oven. And I decided to use just regular pesto, and my middle child doesn't like tomato skins, but you can't really peel cherry tomatoes. It's a little ridiculous for a weekday dinner. So I put cherry tomatoes, onion, garlic, lemon, chicken, and bacon all on one sheet pan, threw it in the oven, cooked it down, broiled it for a little more color, pulled it out, pulled the chicken and bacon off and the lemons, put the tomatoes, onion, garlic into the blender, squeezed the lemon juice into the blender, all of the renderings from the meat and the veggies into the blender, added 1/3 of a cup of pesto and blended it, poured it over pasta, chopped the chicken and bacon, added it, toasted some pine nuts, threw those in there, and called it a dinner. And it's one of our favorites. We love it. We eat it at least once a month. It's good stuff. Super easy, especially if it's all on one pan. I know it sounds like a lot, but it's not a lot. So there you go. That's our week. Felt pretty good for being gone for so long. I will update you on those Tom Ford pants because they haven't made it to New Jersey to be authenticated yet. But they absolutely saved the week because otherwise it would have been pretty weak. Thank you, Plato's Closet. Again, I'll be back.